Right, so the obvious good answer is to comfort her. We're not medicating her. She's clearly in hysterics because of her husband going missing. Comfort. Slava, I'm here for you. I can see something bad has happened, but that's about all I understand. Please let me help you. Try to calm down and tell me exactly what the problem is. But there's no time to talk. We need to act. Those are your nerves talking. Take a deep breath and think. You came to tell me something, didn't you? You're right. I'm not making any sense, am I? No. Well, you are, but Galen's too dumb to understand. It's perfectly fine. You're obviously very upset. Oh, gods, I need your help, Doctor. It's about Lev. Is he sick? No, I mean, apart from his usual condition, but I don't know where he is. He's missing, Doctor. I haven't seen him in 10 days. 10 days? And you've only just thought to tell me now. Ugh, he's never been gone so long before. What do you mean before? This isn't the first time he's gone missing? Our Galen catches on quickly, doesn't he? Is it Galen or Galen? I just have such mildly posh pronunciations of everything, so I'm a twat. No! Does it happen often? You're writing it down in your book! Now's... We're trying to rush, buddy! From time to time, because of colour, you know. But it's his obsession. Once every few weeks he'll vanish, but he always comes back after a few days. It's always the same story afterwards. When I ask him where he was, all he says is that he went on a secret expedition. And that he's getting closer. Closer? Closer to what? Kalar, the cursed thing. You'll have to help me with this. I'm still new here. Kalar. I was calling it like Carla last episode, wasn't I? Fuck it, it's not Kalar, apparently. Lev used that word a lot. It's some kind of treasure, yes? For some, perhaps. For him, it's everything. It's pure evil, that thing. It ate at him until there was nothing left but a shadow of the man he used to be. I see, Slava. It sounds like you should be talking to the guards, not to me. Even if I felt confident enough to begin treatment of a patient suffering from mania, which I don't, I would have to first be able to talk to him. And since he's missing, she's not asking you to medicate him, you dumb prick. She's asking you to go and find him. I don't want you to treat him, Doctor. I want you to figure out what happened to him. What? How? I'm sorry, but this really is a business for the city guard. Cassia? Huh, he won't help. What? But why? Outside the city walls? No, okay. He knows my husband too well, Doctor. He'll tell me to wait until Lev comes back like he always does. I can't say I don't understand, but that doesn't give me, the captain of the guard, the right to simply ignore that a person is missing. Doesn't give him the right? Dear Doctor, you obviously don't know him well. I don't. I've spoken to him once. I'm making wild assumptions here. But you did try talking to him before coming to me? I didn't, because I know exactly what he'll say. I come to you first. Do you understand now? Everyone knows Lev is a crazy old man lost inside his own broken mind. They don't treat him the way they treat normal people. Even the guard. I see. So it's better to ask the outsider. The Doctor, you vowed to help others, didn't you? Well, I mean, yes and no, but if we start trying to, like, change and bend what I originally meant, then you could come up to me and be like, well, I haven't got a lot of loving since Lev left. Could you just, you know, work your magic hands? Like, yes, I vowed to help people, but just not in that way. Within the scope of my skills, yes. I'm afraid this goes beyond my reach, Slava. But I can try speaking with the captain of the guard and making him listen. That won't help. I told you. Oh, Doctor, you must promise me you'll look for him. Only you can find him. What? This sounds like a shocking idea. Fuck. And we're only like 4 minutes into this episode, so I can't cut it off short and ask you guys what you want to do. Bollocks. I will only talk to the guard. We can go to the guard together. I promise I will look for him. We can go to the guard together as the dumb one. She will think that's useless and drag us away before necessary. Because she's going in with a negative outset of he's not going to help us, so we'd have to go alone. We'll talk to the guard. I'm sorry, but you really are asking the wrong person. All I can do is speak with the captain and tell him your story. I'm sure he'll agree that it's his obligation to investigate this. I see, Doctor. Don't worry, I'm sure he'll find your husband. No, he won't. Even if you convince him to look for Lev, it's too late now. It's too late. Goodbye, Doctor. Bye. She looks so hopeless. I wonder why she thinks it's different this time. Because she has to live with him. Basically, you know your own partner better than you know anyone else. Well, time to pay a visit to the guard. Yanni, I'm going out. Feel free to use anything you need, but not the vials on the desk, alright? Fine, Doctor! Yeah, it would have been fucking nice to speak to her. A week ago, she was on the brink of death. Now she's yelling like a drunken fish trader. Bless her. Stop reminiscing and go and speak to the guard, you twat! Let's hope poor Lev is in equally good condition. He's fucked. We're a doctor. We could probably find him. I just don't want to. Hello, Captain. Dr. Galen. Hello. Has true winter already gotten into you? Excuse me? That's an expression we use here when the silent season comes. Being cut off from the world, surrounded by deadly blizzards, makes some people uncomfortable. It is when you put it like that. I was happy not thinking about it. Especially if it's their first time. Stop it! Are you trying to do this? Is that why almost everybody leaves for the dead season? The concept still fascinates me. That's part of it, but believe me, it's more mundane than you think. The city is built on the merchant families and their business. Dead season makes trade impossible, so they either travel to restock or retire to their winter residences. I think I'd passed a few of those on my way here, but what about the commoners? What commoners? Here you're either someone important or you work for someone who is. Families take their retainers with them. They only leave those whose jobs are absolutely essential. Mine is to make sure these people are safe. Funny you should mention your job. That's exactly what brought me here. Don't! Why say it like that? This is only going to end poorly. Really, Doctor? My job? Have you some words of advice? See, now he's just offended. Now we're just off on the bad foot. Do you know anything about it? Do you realize Lev is missing again? How can you ignore Slava? Look for him now. Do you know anything about it? Okay, so appealing to someone's emotions is always a bad idea in this situation because it just makes us come across as desperate and he already knows it. Do you know anything about it? We can't force him to do his job, either words. I just spoke with Slava, the innkeeper. She was upset, even hysterical, because her husband's disappeared again. Slava? Hysterical? That's odd. Has she told you it's happened before? She did, but she also said he's been gone much longer than usual. How long? 10 days. I see. Do you have any idea what might have happened to him? Mauled by a bear. How would I know? Lev's path and the logic that governs him are a mystery to all. It's difficult enough just to follow his words. Insanity is hardly rare in the city. The rest of us are just better at hiding it. Spend more time here and I'm sure you'll learn to appreciate it. Why aren't you going to look for him then? Isn't this part of your job? Thanks for the advice. After just 2 weeks, you're an expert on this city and all its dwellers. Looks like the true winter has treated you very well indeed. Yeah, see, this is what happens if you tell him to do your job. He would be offended. What's that supposed to mean? The first true winter in the city is usually the hardest. People find different ways to cope with the stress and the boredom. I see you got bored rather quickly. I can't believe I'm hearing this. Relax, Doctor, there's no need for aggression. Why are you so eager to help Slava and Lev anyway? Let me guess, you're fresh out the academy and whatever they call the place you studied at and you can't wait to change the world for the better. Is this how you always talk, or am I getting a special welcome package? This is the way to speak to the guard. By the way, if you're this actually works for real life as well. If you're doing something bad and you want to convince someone of authority or a policeman, no, not something bad, but you're doing something questionable, you always have to condescend them and be sarcastic wherever possible. It never ends poorly. Like here. Calm, calm, good Doctor. When people find themselves with too much spare time on their hands, good conversational skills become a necessity. And how about helping a woman whose husband is missing? Did you ever get to meet Lev? Yes, he came to me one evening, I treated him. Then you must have realised he was suffering from a severe condition, an obsession. Carla, yes. Slava told me. Hang on, why did he come to speak to me if he didn't want any cure? I guess that's the point, isn't it? It's insane, there's no one who can follow his logic. Did she also tell you why they came to the city? Before he became the empty shell he is now? Lev used to be a scholar, an archaeologist. They came here looking for treasure. The treasure. Found only disappointment and poverty. Slava did pretty well, but Lev lost himself forever. Or maybe he found a new path, one much more solitary, who knows. So his mania is chronic. Is that why you refused to look for him? You thought him a lost cause? No, I refused for two reasons. One, I never believed Lev was in any danger and assumed he would turn up on his own each time. Two, I was always convinced that if she truly wanted to, Slava could find her husband with no trouble. So you're saying there's no danger and Slava knows where Lev is? Quite the opposite, Doctor. I'm sorry, you've lost me here. You did say Slava was hysterical when she came to you? Yes, it took me a while to talk her down. That's unlike her. When she came to inform me about Lev's disappearance in the past, she was calm. Maybe she was hiding her fear. No, Doctor, I've known her for a few years, and I can tell you she has no need to play tough or hide her emotions in front of others. Quite the contrary. People respect her, some even fear her because of her openness. The sincere tears of a fearful wife wouldn't harm her image, but there were none. She showed no emotion whatsoever. Shit, he's sorta got a point, which makes it difficult. Really? Today she seemed mad with grief. Which would mean things are different. She's actually afraid for his safety, because this time she has no idea where he is. Why would she be afraid? I haven't got a clue. Maybe she's afraid Lev left the city and froze to death? That's one of about 1,000 possibilities, yes. Well, your hypothesis about what caused Slava's hysterics are just that, a hypothesis. He does have a good point. Like, you can't argue that. If this bothers you so much, why not ask Slava yourself about her change of heart? I'd rather ask you why you aren't bothered that Lev seems to be actually missing this time. I trust he can take care of himself. The man you described as completely mad just a few minutes ago. Precisely, I trust him because of his madness, but I can tell you're not satisfied with my answer. Why don't you try and look for him yourself? Why would I want to do your job for you? Stop saying that! You're going to cause trouble! Look! Galen, look at your hips. Do you see what's around them? Yeah, that's right. Midlife crisis belts and skulls. Do you know what's around his hips? A fucking sword, which I've just noticed his left hand is on the hilt. Do you know what you not want to do? Pick a fight with a man with a weapon when you don't have a weapon. Chances are he's more skilled and he'd kill you even if you did have a sword. Like, stop it. Oh, God, Galen. Oh, I think you've already started your own little investigation. Enjoying it, aren't you? Somebody has to do your job. Anything to kill time. I must help Lev and Slava. All again. Terrible, terrible options. I must help Lev and Slava. That feeds into his thing about, oh, you're just new and you want to fucking make a better world. Anything to kill time. The true winter's settled in. May as well. Also really heartless. Somebody has to do your job. See the point I made a minute ago where he has a sword with his left hand on it? Like, let's just remember that bit. Oh, let's just seem naive, YOLO. Nobody knows where Lev is and Slava asked me for help. What else could I do? The city just loves people with that kind of attitude. You'll fit in just fine. Where will you begin your search? Right here, of course. Oh, you're smiling. I'm going to ask one of the most informed people around. Well, Captain, who do you think I should speak to first? That's right. Get your book out. Never leave without it. Slava is the obvious choice. But if she's hiding something, you're assuming she is? Her behavior doesn't make sense. I should talk to someone who may know more about her. Maybe a close friend? No, friend would be biased. Talk to Constance. She's been around for a very long time. Don't tell her I tell you that. She knows a lot about everybody. But that's another clue, isn't it? Lev's obsession with Kalar may be important. Who can I talk to about that? Anybody and everybody. We all have our theories about Kalar. If you want to learn about Lev's, talk to Yakoni. The Northern Caravan pilot? She's not very talkative. She likes to keep to herself and seems harsh at times, but she's quite an exceptional young woman, Doctor. Lev talked about Kala with her. Really? Who'd have thought? Thanks for the advice. Well, I'm going to her first. Get the information from the horse's mouth? No, that's not it. I'm thinking of don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Get the information directly from the source? I don't know what the saying is. You'll tell me in the comments, it's fine. No problem, good luck, Doctor. Thank you, Captain. Please, call me Cassia, everyone does. Oh, he likes me or is pretending to like me. Also, Cassia, I don't know how to tell you this, but if you're like myself and can't grow beards properly, don't try and grow a beard. Especially if you're ginger. People probably take the piss enough. Oh, that's why he's the captain of the guard. Just sick of everyone calling him ginger. He's like, right, I'm gonna fucking learn how to kill yous with a sword. Alright, Cassia, call me Galen. This will be interesting. Keeper of the Baths. That is a very nice name for an escort. Because if I knew there was romancing in this game, I don't know if that would change this, honestly. I just want to go to her because story-wise, it makes more sense to go to someone who wouldn't have second-hand knowledge about something, because Constance knows a lot of things, but I imagine Constance knows a lot of things because other people have told her, where Yukoni has first-hand experience of someone trying to explain her to it. Hey, Yukon! Is it Yukone or Yukone? Let's call it Yukone. I was hoping I'd catch you here. Looks like you did. I hope I'm not bothering you. You are. Do you want something from me? Actually, yes I do. Then you are bothering me, but people bother each other all the time, don't they? Let me guess, you want to ask about something. Is it that obvious? Do I have it written all over my face? No, you have... You have insincerity written across your face. Not I need to ask a question. Sometimes Southerners are as easy to read as children. Ask away. Hey! What is it about Northerners? Like in every country other than the US, where it's more coastal. But Southerners are always people like myself. Speak like this, you know, golden spoon and whatnot. And then Northerners are like, hey, lad, go down to... I'm gonna what to whip it and go down to pub. What is that? I swear that's like in every country as well. Alright. Did you know Lev is missing again? Wonder if it's a temperature thing. As a thought. I'm not surprised. I haven't seen him since the night he was beaten up. The night he was... Spirits. Now that's expressive even for your people. I just realised something. I met him the night he was beaten up, and that night was the night he vanished. I didn't realise he'd beaten up. For all I know, he could have just fell in a bush of roses. We look awfully weird. We look like we've just been slapped. What is that expression? We look like someone different. Yes, I asked him to visit you. He wasn't eager about it, but I told him bleeding wouldn't help him on his quest. So you saw him that night as well? He passed me on his way to the Bank District where the rich folk live. On his way back he was bruised and bloody. Which is how he was when I saw him. I think the Bank District was off limits to all except... the Bank District was off limits to all except the merchants. Unless you have an invitation or what? Nothing, you need a fancy piece of paper or a big bag of money to get in. The poor sod didn't have either. So he was attacked? By whom? You're a bit slow, even for a newcomer. I was going to say, by Istvan's guards. Can't blame them either. They were fed up with his snooping and trespassing and whatnot. They've given him warnings before, even the old man has. That night the guards lost their temper, or maybe the old man did. But if it was so risky, why did he go in there in the first place? I feel I know the answer to this one. Yep, thought so. We don't understand the reasoning. You talked to him, right? Then you know the man's soul has been eaten through by hunger. For Kalar. That's what Southerners call it. Northerners have another name for it? Of course, we know its true name. You people gave it a stupid word that means nothing to make it more mysterious. No! Posh people aren't known for doing that. Maybe a bit. Since all you're good at taking things for yourselves, you imagine it's some kind of magical wish-granting toy. I'm beginning to get the impression that you don't like me because I'm not from around here. Oh, you reckon, did you? No, I think she's more of the kind of person who just doesn't like anyone, especially you, though. Don't be stupid, nobody in the whole city is from around here. Demons, the city itself isn't from around here. They built it to stand out like a bad joke, a slap in the face of all from the north. You must truly come from far away if you didn't know that. Tell me, what's your name again? Galen. Alright, Galen. We've never called him Galen before, have we? It's always been Galen. Or Galen. Oh god, it keeps changing. Galen! Because it rhymes with Gaben. Let's imagine Kalar really is a toy that you can give. It can give you anything you wish for. You only have to ask. But you may only use a single word. What's your wish? Pleasure. All of these are shit answers. Pleasure. Man, you'd constantly need to seek new heights, but then you could say the same about everything. But you could, in theory, get more and more and more and more power. That's just how conquering works. Pleasure, there's only so far you can go before you go into some real deep, kinky shit. And then it's just all the same. Before you start making, like, snuff films, you know? Or love. Okay, I don't know what I want here. So we're gonna inny, mini, money, mow it. No, we're not. Go for that one. There we are. That's the scientific way. I couldn't decide which one I wanted. Can I be cheesy? Love. The only thing that makes all suffering bearable is loving another person. Sometimes we care for more than ourselves. Had I known if that's what you were going to say, I would not have said it. That's nice. Hard to believe a grown man would wish for that, but yeah, it's sweet. But enough games. You want to know more about the big secret? Then pay attention. It's all very simple. A long time ago, all of the North belonged to my people, including this place. Especially this place. This was your city? Don't be so dense. There was no city. There was an oasis, a patch of land without ice and snow that had lots of shallow caves, and in them, hot springs. My people are born and buried among snow and ice. We have no need for great comforts, but for my ancestors, this was a very special place. But you didn't settle here. It was decided that there was no need for us to hide underground if we could sleep under the stairs. But travellers were allowed to stop here on their way across the ice desert. They turned to their homes with strange tales about the air, the water, and the warmth, but it would twist their dreams and send them visions. How it would even. Wise men and women were sent here to study the cause. They experienced their own visions and declared their oasis holy. Then why did they build a city here? This place was special for southerners too. They knew it was the only haven in the ice desert, and they were eager to send their trade caravans through to the north. Caves wouldn't do it for them. They needed an entire city, so they came, claimed this land, and erected their bloody palaces and towers. They put their metal pipes through the ground and into the springs and made them run through the walls to warm the entire city. They didn't care that it was sacred. Your people allowed it? We didn't know how to fight. In the snow, it makes no sense to kill others. You may need their help later on. We only knew how to hunt. But the wise people studied the ways of the oasis and learned the southerners' plans before their arrival. They were prepared. They performed rituals to tangle the currents and slow the water to make it cool over time. Yet the city still stands, prosperous and, well, warm. Were the rituals ineffective? Oh no, they worked fine, but the southerners had lots of money. They hired their own wise people who came and quickened the waters. They built all that you see now. They even planted trees and flowers. Flowers in the north! And that's the whole story. The strong always dominate the weak! Oh my god! That's not an option! That's like saying, yes, by all means, withdraw your sword and just stick it right through my abdomen. Oh, that's a terrible answer. I am sorry about what happened. Look on the bright side. None of these answers will do other than that one. This is the correct one. That's terrible. I'm sorry your people have suffered. I guess that explains your distrust towards strangers. You being sorry doesn't change a thing. Yeah, we're all very sorry. So what? The city's here and it's only getting richer. It's not like they're going to move out tomorrow. There's no point in discussing these old stories. You got your answer. What answer? You didn't even mention Kalar in your... Oh, I see. It's the place itself. Or the water, or the visions, or maybe magic, something like that. Whatever it has little to do with what you people like to imagine it would be. That's what I've been telling Lev, but he probably just heard what he wanted to hear. That's his favourite way to listen. He wanted to learn about the lore of your people and use it to find Kalar. Everything he ever does has the same goal, but... Yes, but what? He was asking about magic, about things you can do with the waters. You mean the kind of magic your people used on hot springs here? Curses and rituals? I guess. Those stories, that's probably where he got the idea in the first place. I told him they were just folks' tales and that I'm not a magician. Did he believe you? Who knows? It's difficult to say what he believes. Anyway, why are you so interested in Lev? You didn't even know him. His wife asked me to look for him and he was also my patient, though only for a minute or two. If Slava is so worried, why doesn't he ask the old man? I bet he knows where Lev is. You mean Istvan? The rich geezer, yes. But I thought he was the man in charge here. Can someone really just go and start asking him questions? Depends on who you are, but I've talked enough. Go away, I want to be alone. Alright, thanks for telling me all this, by the way. I really appreciate it. Yeah, whatever. I need to get back to my tent. See you later, Yukon. I guess it's time to ask Slava a few questions. Oh, we don't even get to go to Constance. Oh, Lord. This episode is 26 minutes long. Oops. That went on longer than I wanted it to. We'll carry this next part. It's fine.